Welcome, dear Thrivers, to Thriver TV. I'm so pleased to be here with you today for a very important live stream. And it's about the question, is this person a narcissist? And it's one that you may have asked yourself often. And we can ask this because we want to know, is there hope for a healthy relationship or not? How can we know? What are the signs? What is the time? When is it time to give up on somebody? In this episode, I discuss the different levels of narcissism, from healthy self-interest to severe narcissistic behavior. Understanding these levels can help you recognize if somebody's behavior is harmful and when it is time to walk away. You're going to learn about the true signs of narcissism, how to differentiate between healthy self-care and narcissism, why boundaries are essential, the importance of self-awareness, accountability, and empathy. And I'm going to help you determine if somebody is operating from their higher self, which is unity consciousness, a connection to others, or a lower self, which is separation consciousness, which is a disconnection from self and others. And this is an insight that's crucial for deciding who you're going to keep in your life. Please share this video while we are live or afterwards in the recording. And like this video and add comments to help the algorithms get the message out there for the Thriver movement. If you're new to my work, the Thriver movement is this. I provide information and quantum processes, deep frequency internal healing to help you heal beyond narcissistic abuse and to start living your best Thriver life. So that you're not just surviving, you become a thriver. If you want to not just go through, but grow through your narcissistic experience, and if you want to break through and thrive, join me in the Thriver movement. Declare it for yourself by writing Thrive On in the comments. And by doing that, you set a really clear intention for yourself and you start manifesting what you wish your future life to be. So write Thrive On, declare it in the comments. Okay. And as you do that, we're going to now get started with today's lesson. The word narcissist, let's unpack that, because it's a word that gets used a lot. A lot of people throw it around. It's a really common buzzword now. And sometimes it is used far too frequently. People use this word against others as soon as they don't agree with them. And interestingly, narcissists will use this word to attack others, to deflect, to project onto. It's really common. The term narcissist can be really subjective. Most people relate narcissism to self-absorption or selfishness. But I want to discuss with you the different levels of so-called narcissism, including healthy self-interest, because a healthy focus on self is actually essential to be a functional, even a decent human being. There's nothing wrong with putting yourself first to be the healthiest that you can be. This means caring for yourself, having boundaries, and saying no when appropriate. In a culture that has often taught us self-sacrifice, especially to women, others may interpret it as selfishness when you say no and when you finally say no. Say me in the chat if you've experienced that, when you start laying boundaries and other people don't like it. But when you honor what your soul is telling you, when you know something feels icky and wrong, saying no is actually really healthy, because then you're going to have the energy for yourself and for the projects and individuals where you do have the energy and where your energy can count in really healthy ways. You also stop enabling others to be irresponsible and to exploit you. It helps teach them to grow up and be a more capable human being. And every parent should know that saying no and having limits with our children can be one of the healthiest things that we can do. Levels of narcissism can range from mild to extreme. Severe narcissistic behavior is things that are heinous. They're things like serial cheating, pathological lying, and even criminal behavior. We've experienced how cruel all of that can be. Other narcissists may not be as disgraceful, but they can still devastate your soul and your life. Everyone can act narcissistically in a moment. And it's really important to own that and to understand that we can all act narcissistically, because when we're triggered, we can regress into a wounded part of ourselves. We can act out of character. And this can be childish, it can be nasty, it can be unkind in the moment. It's human, it's normal. The capacity to do this doesn't make someone a narcissist. Let's get really clear about that. It's what happens afterwards that counts. If these behaviors become continuous without change, that's when narcissism becomes really suspect. Let's look at narcissism as unconsciousness, because I really prefer to do that. And I find it really useful to view narcissism as unconsciousness. The question is this person operating as a higher self or as a lower self? Higher self is unity consciousness. It's caring about oneself and others, being aware and considering one's impact on life. A narcissist operates in separation consciousness. They don't love themselves. That's why they create a false self, because they don't actually love who they really are. They're also disconnected from others, and they try to secure what they want regardless of the cost to others. Higher consciousness is the other end of the scale. Higher consciousness is a connection to oneness from a healthy self-foundation. Lower consciousness connects only to self, and it adversely affects every relationship because it's coming from an inauthentic, dishonored inner place. Does that make sense? Signs of narcissism. Let's have a look at the signs of narcissism that I believe are the true signs. These are a lack of self-awareness, a lack of authenticity, humility, and accountability. When healthy enough, nobody's perfect, but when healthy enough people act out of character, they own up, they apologize, they make amends. They care enough about the people they've affected to do this. And they do self-analysis. They are going to commit to inner work if necessary to stop doing those behaviors. And they're looking at healing through their triggers so that they can emerge as more compassionate, wiser, and more stable, and not destroy relationships. Whereas narcissism blames others and will avoid self-reflection. Unconscious people refuse to do inner work on their unhealed traumas that are triggering them into those behaviors. They don't recognize that there's anything within to address and upshift. And therefore, they don't grow. They don't learn from these episodes. Their relationships don't improve. And their unconsciousness causes more narcissistic triggers, distrust, and fractures in the relationship because other people can't trust them. The very fabric of a relationship starts breaking down. Say yes in the comments if this has been your experience. How can you trust somebody who stays unconscious and won't take responsibility and accountability? You can't. Personally, I don't drive myself crazy trying to determine if somebody is in fact a narcissist. And we talked last week about what kind of narcissist. I did that in my life. I don't believe that's relevant either. And I'm not even actually interested if people, after doing inner healing work, could become non-narcissistic. I'm focused in the now, which is the only place my power in my life is actually unfolding from. So the question for me is somebody conscious or are they unconscious? Do they self-reflect? Do they take accountability? Do they apologize? Do they care about other people's experiences? And I'm not talking about 2 weeks later when you're ready to leave. I'm talking about right here, right now. Do they take responsibility? And of course, people in my life that I've left behind, I couldn't convince them to do the work to get there. The question is, are they there? Are they a responsible, mature adult right now? We're not asking for people to fly to the moon. We're just saying, if you mess up, can you be honest about it? Can you be accountable? Do you care about my feelings? That, to me, answers the question, are you narcissistic or not? The people who do take personal responsibility don't have to be perfect because that doesn't exist. But they need to be reasonable and take responsibility. These are the people I want on my team because I know they're good people and I know they're interested in growth and partnership and teamwork. What about you? Are these the people you want on your team? This awareness is also valuable for ourselves. How conscious are we? Are we growing and healing beyond our own triggers? I trust that this Thriver TV episode has helped you get clear. These episodes reveal the simple, empowered truth, setting you free to thrive rather than just survive. And really what they do is they take out all the clutter, all the white noise, all the confusion, and just get to the simple truth for your soul. If you've been struggling with the trauma of narcissistic abuse and you haven't found relief yet, my Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Program is here to help. The revolutionary 10 steps offer deep inner healing through quantum processes that go beyond traditional methods. And you can join a supportive community of thrivers who understand your journey and are dedicated to healing and empowerment. Together, we work on transforming trauma into strength and reclaiming your life in a really fast, direct way. So you don't have to stay stuck in the pain and the confusion. You can take the step towards true recovery and a thriving life. And you'll see the link in the description. So thank you, beautiful thrivers, for being here with me. It's my deepest wish that you can now feel inspired and uplifted, that you feel hope. And please remember to share this video with those you care about. Until next time, keep smiling, keep healing, and keep thriving, because there is nothing else to do. Lots of love. Bye-bye.